Welcome, everybody, to the Bush and Me show. Week 8. We're already rolling through here, week 8. Don't look over there at the other side of the screen. He's going to be bragging. He's going to be boasting.
No. No, I'm not going to brag and I'm not going to boast like you did last week. You went 3-0. You had a couple nice weeks, and I had to hear about it, not just on the show, but through text message as well. So, but I'm not going to gloat. I'm not going to do that. We just had a solid week last week.
3-0. Bush went 3-0. Not only that, I went 1-2. And I lost my first lock of the year. And not only is that salt in the open wound, you had to have the other team. So I had San Francisco that lost, and you had Kansas City.
I tried to tell you, man. Patty Mahomes, that boy ain't losing 2, not this year.
Kicked my ass. You had a great week, so congratulations.
Thank you.
It was my first down week over at Me's Money Moves as well. We were 3-4 in college on Saturday, but we lost our play of the day. And then we were actually 1-6 on Sunday, which was terrible. Ooh. Terrible game. We had a lot of teams that didn't show up for us. We had some really bad picks. The system just didn't come through. It happens, but I feel bad for my new guys that just signed up. It's like the stock market, right? It's timing. All my guys that have been with me forever know that this thing works. We're going to keep rolling with it. New guys, some will fall off. Hopefully some will stay on. But we'll keep the train rolling. We're 40-19 on the year over there. Well, still a great record.
It's still solid. I mean, listen, you were going great for a while. Sometimes you just got to be humbled a little bit, me. It's just
there you go.
Just got to dial it back a little bit. But I have faith that you'll be able to bounce back. You always do.
Thanks, brother. Let's get started in this week 8. We'll start off with trends like we always do. Underdogs has been the theme all season, right? It's the best year for underdogs against the spread in the last 20 years. There's 62-45 still. Road underdogs especially, 36-26 against the spread. These guys are traveling, they're getting points, and they're covering the spread. They're keeping it close. The best teams against the spread this year, finally for you, Atlanta's dropped down. They lost. They're 6-1. But so are the New York Football Giants. They're 6-1 against the spread this year, surprising a lot of people out there. The worst teams against the spread this year. Some of these teams will surprise you. The Green Bay Packers are 2-5 against the spread. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 2-5 against the spread. They're in a category with the Denver Broncos, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I hate to say it, sorry, Jermon and all you New Orleans fans out there. The Saints are also 2-5 against the spread. All 5 of those teams. Hurting a little bit. Still a lot of time left to turn it around. Over-under, we said this year there's been a lot less scoring in the league. There's been a lot more unders. But your best over teams, if you want to take that over, if you want to sit there and root for all the points, the New Orleans Saints, baby, they're the ones to take, as well as the Cleveland Browns. Now, I don't know if that means they score a lot of points or they give up a lot of points, a combination of both. But if you like to see points scored, Saints and Browns are your 2 teams for that. And just another 2 key stats here. The Philadelphia Eagles are 6-0 against the spread for the first half all year. They haven't lost the first half. So if you want to make a quick bet, don't got to sweat out the second half. The Eagles, first half against the spread. And Cincinnati is 7-1 against the spread for the second half of the game. So Cincy really makes those adjustments at halftime and turns it up. There's some trends for you guys if you want to go bet blindly and follow some of these trends. I did forget one more. The unders. So these teams have solid defense, but if you want the best teams to take the unders in, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, great defense. The Indianapolis Colts, great defense. And, of course, Denver Broncos, but that's because they ain't doing anything out there on the field. I got to stop taking them. Sorry, I'm having a little talk with myself.
You have one.
Stop taking them.
You had one.
Stop taking them.
You had one tough week, and now you're questioning every decision.
I mean, that's one you should question, though. Denver came up like 3 or 4 times.
Absolutely.
I think they won twice for us, though. All right, week 8. Let's jump into it. You go first, big dog.
All right, man. Listen, we're going to start mine off this week. I guess you could say my little theme, being the former offensive lineman, I always feel like my themes are always going to be based around that. I had my hands in the trenches for a while, and my theme I'm going with this week, man, it ain't no fun unless the big homies can have some. They got to have some fun. They got to have some fun out there too, man. They got to have some fun out there too. I'm going to be down in the Bayou this week. It is Legends Weekend down in New Orleans. Shout out to my guy Fred McAfee. He's getting inducted into the Saints Hall of Fame. So we're gonna go. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go celebrate my brother. And
shout out Fred.
Yeah, for real. And we're gonna be in the Superdome. And I feel like them Saints are gonna come alive, man. We're gonna bring that energy in there. We're gonna have a lot of history in there. I'm excited about this game. The Raiders are favored in this one. They are coming down to the Superdome. But if you go back and you look at the Las Vegas Raiders, the last 3 weeks is what I looked at. When I looked at the stats, this is a team that has flourished running the ball. Out of their last 3 games, they've won 2 of those games. And the one that they lost was to the Chiefs, and they just lost it by 1 point. How'd they do it? 212 yards, 155 yards, and 164 yards. That was the Las Vegas Raiders the last 3 weeks. Now, if you go back and you look at them the first 3 weeks of the season, no 100-yard games. 0-3. Maybe it's a direct correlation. I think it is.
There you go.
And in those last 3 weeks for the Las Vegas Raiders, their passing yards has went down. What else has went down? The weight that's on the shoulders of Derek Carr. He's not the one that has to go out there and feels like he has to win the game for the Raiders. I think this is a great matchup, man. But what worries me on New Orleans side is they're very inconsistent on their run defense. But here's a little stat, man, since that's what I like to call
you. There you go. Give it to me. The
New Orleans Saints have given up a 100-yard rusher literally every other week. Fortunately for this week, they got ran on by Arizona last week. So hopefully they should keep that stat they should keep rushing yards under 100 yards, which also plays in favor to the Las Vegas Raiders stat. If they don't get 100 yards, they lose this season. So I'm hoping New Orleans can bow up, do what they need to do, and come away and get a W. It's going to be nice, though. It's going to be nice to be in the building. New Orleans Saints got to definitely clean up the 16 turnovers they have this on the season right now. They only have 6 takeaways on defense, so they're still -10, and that number is continuing to climb, and it did not work out really well for them last week. It's the exact reason that they lost that game in Arizona. The key for the Saints, 1, protect the ball. 2, no 100-yard rusher. 3, make Derek Carr beat you through the air. But I'm taking the Saints this week.
Of course you are, but I love the stats. I love the reasoning. I love the situation here. The Saints actually they just missed my card. And I said, he's probably taking them anyway. So, But that is awesome. Big shout out to our boy Fred McAfee there. If you guys don't know, Marcus Dupree's cousin. Great kick returner for the Saints, and I believe the Cardinals too, right?
Steelers, Tampa Bay. Yep.
Steelers, there you go. And Cardinals, I was thinking, because he might be related to Rod Tidwell off of Jerry Maguire. I was teasing. Show me the money. No, great job, Fred. Even better person. So have fun down there. And go Saints. I like the pick.
Appreciate it.
My first pick. I'm going back-to-back like Drake. I took this team last week and they let me down, but I like the situation here. I like the matchup, and that is the Houston Texans. They are at home against the Tennessee Titans. Tannehill's banged up. Is he playing? Is he not playing? I don't know. Right now the line's at 2.5. I think you wait on this one. Chances are you're watching this on Friday, maybe Saturday. Wait till Sunday morning, because if Tannehill is playing, this line might go up to 3, and you'll get more value with the Texans there. But either way, even if Malik Willis comes in, Ryan Tannehill, we like this matchup for the Texans. Texans tend to step up and play these division games very close. They're 1-0-1 this year. They beat the Colts. They tied the Colts, and they beat the Jaguars. And Tennessee has a tendency to play down to their opponent. I mean, if you look at the games that they won this year, they beat the Colts twice. They beat Washington. They beat the Raiders, right? They lost to the Giants. They lost to the Bills. So they're stepping up against these top teams, but they're playing down against they're playing down to the competition of the lesser opponent. Texans aren't that dominant this year, but we think they can pull this off. Great situation for them. Another reason, Tennessee plays on Sunday Night Football next week against Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs. perfect overlook spot here for Tennessee. They're going to start getting ready for that Chiefs game. They want to be on Sunday Night Football. Boom. Turn around, and you lose to the Houston Texans because Dameon Pierce is going to come run up the middle at you, open it up for my boy Mills to at least get 1 or 2 passes to the right team this week so we can win this game. Houston Texans, right now the spread's 2, but if you wait till Sunday morning, I think you can get 3. If not, we still like it. Houston.
Solid pick. You got to love what Houston's doing on defense. I'm not mad at that pick. I think it's another solid divisional matchup. Again, for Tennessee, but when you got to see somebody in your division back to back, those can be pretty tough games. I was looking at that game as well. It didn't stick out to me enough, but I like that you picked it. All right.
It's uncomfortable, but
it is uncomfortable, but I'm not mad at the pick. Listen, it ain't no fun unless the big homies can have some. Patriots at Jets is my second matchup, and the Patriots are favored with the red-hot Jets being 5-2. The Patriots are going into their home, and the Patriots are favored. Unfortunately, the Jets did lose Breece Hall, which is a huge blow, but they did pick up James Robinson via trade with Jacksonville, who's averaging 4.2 yards a carry. So they lost a weapon, and hopefully James Robinson can come in and pick up some of that slack. Last week, one of the stats I hit you with, because I took the Jets versus the Broncos. Last week, we picked Denver. We said that in the games that the Jets went for over 90 yards or more on the ground, they were 4-0. Last week versus Denver, check the stats, they went 155. They are now 5-0 with a 90-plus yard rusher, or 90 yards rusher.
They got 60-something on the one play, one run by Hall. Can we strip that out and see?
That's not the way it works, big dog. That's not the way it works. A couple good stats in this game, man, and a couple good opportunities that the New York Jets need to understand in this one. I believe that they must be patient on offense because the New England offense turned the ball over at least once in every single game this year. So I think they will do it again with this matchup because the Jets on the other side on defense have taken the ball away at least one time. So I believe the New York Jets offense, it comes down to the New York Jets offense. I think they must be patient. I think they must emphasize that rushing attack and definitely capitalize off of the turnover or the short field because I don't know which Patriot quarterback is going to play this week, but one of them is going to give you the ball back. I can promise you that. And just to really kind of hone in a little bit more on New England, they're doing a pretty good job of getting after the passing. So I'm going to put a lot of onus here on the New York Jets offensive line. They got to contain Judon and Wise, and like I said, the best way to kind of keep those guys away from your quarterback is establish the run game early and establish the run game often. Remember, 90 yards on the ground has equaled a win in 2022 for the New York Jets. Just get over 90, and let's see what happens. I'm taking the Jets, even though they aren't favored at home with a better record and playing a little bit better ball.
It's that easy. Just get 90 and you win.
Just get 90. I mean, that's all you got to do, right?
Just get 90. You got to do, right? They hit 90, like, oh, we good. This game scares me, I'm not going to lie to you. And I've gone against the Giants this year. I've gone against the Jets multiple times, and they burnt me. They keep getting disrespected, and they keep winning and covering the line. The Jets have won 4 in a row. My numbers here say the Patriots should pull this off, but my numbers haven't worked against the Jets. Usually there's always a system beater every year. It used to be, Peyton Manning used to beat my system all the time. Brett Favre, when he was on the Vikings, I know you beat him and went to the Super Bowl, and you have a ring for it, but he used to beat my system all the time.
Oh, is Zach Wilson going to beat your system? Are you putting him up there with
So maybe Zach Wilson does, right? Maybe he does.
Don't do that.
No, I'll keep my mother away from his ass.
Weird ass.
My second game, I'm going to – this is probably going to be a really bad game. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be low scoring. It's one of the lowest totals on the board. When you think of these two teams, you might think of Johnny Unitas, Joe Theismann. You might think of Peyton Manning. John Riggins. I'm trying to think of another quarterback, but I don't know if Washington had one. The Colts and the Commanders. It's going to be an ugly football game. Colts are 3-1. Commanders are 3-4. You think of all those great names, and this matchup is actually Sam Ehlinger and Tyler Heineke. That's who we're going to be watching. That's who we're going to have our money on riding. Who are we going to have it on? My guys over there at Me's Money Moves are going, oh, my God, not again. We're not taking the Commanders again. I think we've taken them 4 times this year. And Wentz usually got us, but it's not Wentz this time. And we're not taking them this time. We're taking the Colts. They're at home. It's Ellinger's first start. So not a lot of tape on them. You know, there's been a lot of success by quarterbacks when they come in their first starts because, you know, you don't really know what they're going to do. There's that unpredictability. But I think the difference in this game is going to be Jonathan Taylor. I think this is the game he's going to get off. He's going to get back on track. Washington does have a solid defense, but I think Ellinger's going to manage the game correctly, and I think Taylor's going to take over. Colts defense, like we said, they're one of the best unders to take, so I think they can shut this down. They can shut down Heineke. Heineke's off a little high because he just knocked off his idol. He knocked off Aaron Rodgers, but they're not as good as they used to be. So it was a solid win for them, but you didn't beat a good team. Vegas has this line as Colts -3 at home. Ellinger's first start, and they're laying 3 points. I'm going to side with Vegas on this one. They know what they're doing. They stay open all the time for a reason. We're going with the Colts. Lay the 3 points.
You're going with the Colts, huh? So you're going against Washington. I thought Washington was.
First time all year.
I thought that was your pick. Well, guess what? This is my lock pick. And I'm going against. I'm going against what you just said. I'm going against what you just said. You have. Yeah, I'm going with Washington in this game. You already said it.
Yeah.
There's a new quarterback in town, correct? There's a new quarterback for the
couple of them.
Yeah, there's a new quarterback for the Colts. No, Heineke's been around the block, man. He came back. He really did his thing last week. Heineke's been around the block. If me personally, that should have been a starting quarterback for Washington. They should have built around him a little bit. I think he can get it done. This was supposed to be Carson Wentz kind of, I guess you could say, one of his homecoming games. One of those games you're supposed to circle over and over and over, you know? But it's not. But I think this is a tough defensive matchup for Sam Ehlinger. And of course, yeah, do you think Washington's defense, you know, when they had their team meeting today on Wednesday, you don't think that they said, hey, the Colts need a heavy dose of Jonathan Taylor. So he's going to put pressure on that defensive line, on that front seven of Washington. They're not going to let this guy sit up and run all over him. They're going to try to put the game in Sam Ehlinger's hands. He's never started before in the NFL, never thrown a pass in a live game. I think this is a great opportunity, one, for Washington to go and get the upset. And here's another thing. The Colts giving up 24 sacks this season. Washington has 19 on the year. They didn't get home to Aaron Rodgers because he's a tough one to crack, to be honest with you. But this is a team that pressures the quarterback on a third of all dropbacks. And they also blitz a third of the time as well. So you don't think they're going to take that dial and they're going to turn it up a couple notches on this young quarterback? I do think so. It ain't no fun unless the big homies can have some. This is a great opportunity for Jonathan Allen, Darren Payne, and Montez Sweat to be the key to a W this week. That's how I feel about it. Make Sam Ehlinger's first game, his first outing, hell back there. Because I'm going to tell you what, they're going to have to get after the quarterback because they are awful on the back end in Washington. 30th, 31st in the league. It's not going to get it done. You have to pressure this quarterback. You have to give him exotic looks. You have to confuse this guy, play in and play out every time you get a chance to get back there and get after him. Listen, man. Washington off to a little bit of a rocky start first half of the season. This is a great opportunity for these guys to go 3 in a row. To win 3 in a row, Washington, I'll put it on the big guys up front. You're going to have to run the ball against this defense because guess what? The Colts get after the ball as well, can get after the passer as well. So don't put it all on Heineke. Big boys up front. It's all on the offense and the defensive line. They got to get it done if Washington wants to get the number 3 in a row. That's my lock of the week. Can't believe I'm saying it, but I did.
You're locking Washington. I love it. Because now I can come back at you. It's not my lock, so it's not like our lock versus lock like it was last week. But I'm coming at your lock this week with my boy Ellinger, however you pronounce it. He's coming through. Look, they chose this guy to start. Matt Ryan's got a hurt shoulder. Frank Wright said, no. It's not because of his shoulder. We're starting Samuel Ellinger. And Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP, is also sitting there. And they chose to start Ellinger over him. There's a reason. This kid is special. He's going to show it. And there's no tape to prep for him. You can blitz all you want. You don't think Frank Wright knows that? You don't think Frank Wright knows they're going to blitz? 3-step drop. Get the ball out. Now I'm excited for this low-scoring snooze fest that we're going to be watching. Let's go. I finally get to root against Washington for once.
Yeah.
All right. My lock. I got to get back on track here. Remember, I started 6-0. I lost last week. I'm going in another divisional game that should be pretty electric, I hope. Because these two teams played earlier this season, and it was a snooze fest. Those two teams are the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. And my lock of the week is the Los Angeles Rams getting 1.5 points at home. Yes.
You're giving it to the
Coming
Rams?
off a bye, I'm taking the Rams. I love that you're laughing at that. Love that you're laughing at that.
I wanted that one.
This is a revenge game. They lost earlier this year 24-9, and they didn't even score a touchdown in the game. We had the 49ers in that game with the upset, but they didn't even score a touchdown in that game. You don't think that pissed Sean McVay off? You don't think Sean McVay's had this circled on his calendar? You don't think in the bye week last week that the Rams weren't getting ready for this game right here?
No, they weren't.
You don't think the Rams are going to tear the ball off the cut, whatever the saying is? The Rams are going to win this game.
No, they're not.
The Rams are going to score. What? Because Christian McCaffrey's on the 49ers now? The 49ers aren't going to be able to do anything.
Trent Williams is
Jimmy
back
G.
too, baby.
You think Aaron Donaldson gives a shit about that? The Rams are going to win this game.
I'm going to tell you what. It's a divisional game, just like you said. The linemen that they have for the San Francisco 49ers usually play pretty tough against Aaron Donald. They're going to have to run the ball on this guy. I'm telling you right now, I can't wait till you lose this lot. It's the Rams.
Aaron Donald. You got me so excited I said Donaldson. Aaron Donald is going to have Jimmy G's jersey. Not because of an exchange after the game. Last stat, I'll tell you why. Patty, have you heard of the Patrick Mahomes effect?
Yeah, he gave it to you last week.
And I'm not talking about having a drunk wife who pisses everybody off in the stands. Since 2017, after facing Patrick Mahomes, teams the following week are 38-49-1 against the spread. That's 43%. There's a hangover effect after he kicks your ass. He kicked my ass last week, and that hangover effect's going to carry on with San Francisco. The Rams are going to win this game. They're going to get back on track. They're 3-3. This is almost a must-win for them. I just think this is a great spot. They're going to win this game. 1.5's a funny line. Rams, lock it up.
I'm going to tell you why they are going to win this game. Because nobody on that defensive line can get to the quarterback like AD can. So if they don't have two studs up there, I'm telling you, the defense is not the same when it's just Aaron Donald trying to get all the pressure. Go back and look at all the years the Rams went to the Super Bowl, the 2 Super Bowl years. Look at them. Who did he have on the other side of him? Von Miller one year and Ndamukong Suh. Who does he have now?
You'll wait.
I'm telling you, the Rams are going down they're trending down in my opinion. Maybe I'm a little salty still.
I like to take teams that are undervalued. Oh, because your last game ever, we'll talk about that. The no pass interference call.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. There's a rematch coming up, so I'll be in the building
NFC Championship game.
I'll be in the building for that one.
How many games you going to this year?
I don't know, man. However many free sweet passes they give me.
I saw you in a suite last Sunday night.
No, I was on the field, but don't even worry about that. We're not even.
Oh, sorry. I was just on the field.
Honestly,
I thought it was a field suite.
I mean, I've been to 2 games this year. Both Dolphins games they've won. Now I feel like I got to go show up for the Saints. I need to bring that good luck so they can win this week. So I'm 2-0 so far this year. I'm trying to be 3-0. So that's a stat your ass didn't even know.
I went to one Ravens game this year, and
what happened?
We're winning at halftime, and we lost, just like most of the freaking games this year.
Unfortunately,
we're supposed to go this past Sunday, but the whole household got sick. We had to give the tickets away.
What happened?
We won.
See?
It's not because I stayed home.
I promise you, it's because you stayed home.
Okay. We'll see how we do this week. Week 8. I can't believe it's already week 8. I hope you guys are liking everything we're doing for you. Bush is starting to come around and kick my ass, so I'm not liking that, but we're getting back on track this week. We're getting back on track at Me's Money Moves, so all my guys over there, get ready for a big weekend. All my new guys, hang tight because we're turning this ship around. Have to give a shout out to one of my boys over there, Sean. There's still people out there with mullets. Did you know that? He's from Michigan. He's got a mullet, so we call him the Michigan Mullet. He's starting to give some picks out. He was like 16-4 last week. A lot of tennis plays, making a good run. My little protege over there. So shout out to Sean. But hopefully, guys, you like everything that we're doing, and hopefully that the Washington Commanders lose this week.
Wow.
We're out.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Wow. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and tell that friend to tell another friend to holler at the Bush and Me show, man. We're trying to make moves. And we're trying to provide you some content. Hopefully you got a couple laughs out of this. And, listen, week 8, we're out, man. We'll catch you guys next week. Boom.
Next week, if you guys are at any of these games that my homeboy's going to, hit him up. Maybe he'll come take a picture with you. He's got a face for radio, but he's good in pictures.
I'm pretty. And I'm out. Peace.
We out.